just the legs like that, and then the other one.
I want more lotion on it.
Okay.
Are you gonna be president? Are you president now?
Of this house?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
My mom is president. You're that.
I'm president?
Uh-huh.
What makes me president?
You take care of your kids.
Oh.
That what makes you president.
Wow, that's nice. Is that all you need to do to become president?
Yes, the work hard.
Okay, what else?
You have to do push-ups like boys.
Okay. Girls can do push-ups too. Okay. Ilhan, can I tell you a story? Let me tell you a story. You know, when I was little like you, my sisters would cut off my hair and make me bald all the time. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a mommy and no one had the patience to do this crazy business. Okay, all done. You're all pretty. Okay. I'll get you off. 1 second. Right now, we have an ability to exercise a right that a lot of our parents didn't have, a right to have a voice in this country. This week is actually National Voter Registration Week, so I urge you to... I think coming to the United States and being part of a democracy, to be part of going to caucuses and voting, watching debates, as nerdy as it sounds, this idea of being part of something so small but meaningful has always been embedded in me.
Let me introduce our fabulous presenter today. I admire Ilhan greatly. She is a community engagement specialist.
It's easy for men to just wake up one day and, say, I'm running for office. But for us, it's harder. I have young kids. I don't know I could do work and be a candidate and raise a family. But I'm also like a Muslim woman, and I'm, a new immigrant, and I'm Somali, and there's all of these noises in my head that are telling me I can't. So I'm the vice president of the Feminist Caucus for the DFL.
Oh, you are?
And so they created these buttons with a hijab, and it says, I wear a hijab, I'm a feminist, deal with it.
Oh my god, I love that.
Oh my god, I want one.
I need one. I totally need one. My daughter needs one. And it's probably...
When we arrived here in the United States, I was about 12 years old, and we came after living in a refugee camp for 4 years. And I came here only speaking Somali, so I only knew 3 words in English. They were hello and shut up. And they didn't make me friends. What happens in a lot of marginalized communities is that we think, I don't have a voice. This just has been the thing. I'm not going to be able to make any change, so why bother? And we were living in the high rises in Singapore.
we have a problem, right? How do you invite, ask, and tap diverse leaders to consider public office? How do we get to those women who went from that 0 to 1, where they were advocates, activists, but they would never consider running for public office? Like, you have to be crazy. So few women are taught to be powerful. What does it look like to have that gravitas at 34, 35 years old? I met Ilhan. She was introduced to me as someone who should be running. It was the quiet chatter of the women in this community who knew how to spot talent.
I was like, why? Why she's wasting this knowledge and all this brightness? I was like, I wanted to shake her, say, you want to go in front of a mirror and see how ready you are?
Like so many other women, Ilhan had doubts about, could I win? Who would vote for me? She understood the political winds that she was going up against.
And I said, you need to stop asking permission. I swear to God, she sat back, she looked at me and said, you're right.
They were saying to me, stop. Like, stop talking about all of the reasons why you can't make it work. Say yes, and then everything else will work itself out.
Welcome everybody, and everybody thank you for coming, because right now it is time for Ilhan.
There are a few people here that I'd like you all to meet. My children, Ilwat.
And my brother and my dad.
When we have new voices in the room, we're able to dream and we're able to make big changes.
If Ilhan Omar wins, she'll be the first Somali woman elected to public office in the United States. She'll be a trailblazer, but at the same time, the expectations of will be heavy on her. People will think that they won't know. Are you only for Somali women? Are you for only women? Are you for only Somalis? Who are you and what do you represent?
My name's Ilhan Omar, running for state representative. Thank you so much. We live in the most unique district in the state. It has a rich population of new Americans, students, and old lifetime residents.
Hi, I'm Ilhan, running to be your state representative.
It sort of, at times, feels like a hodgepodge of people.
What vision do you have as a state representative?
My plans are to make sure that we're doing criminal justice reform, tackling our mass incarceration problems, and working on environmental justice where we divest from fossil fuels.
Okay, I'll consider it.
Right. Join us, yeah. And we have one of the highest disparity gaps in our state. And it's more evident in your district because, students are struggling, new Americans, which is mainly East African immigrants, are struggling, right? We have pressing issues and a lot of young people recognizing that they're living in a generation where it's becoming more and more important for them to get a college education, but the possibility of doing that is sort of fading away.
Joining us tonight, as she has on many occasions over the years, Representative Phyllis Kahn from Minneapolis. Representative Kahn, delighted to have you join us again.
Pleased to be here, Judge.
Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm one of the two most senior members of the legislature, having been elected in 1972. You can do the arithmetic. And
that's a year or two ago.
Right.
The district is represented by a 43-year incumbent. You know, most of the people, whether they are new or they are a lifetime resident, who are still alive, have not had another representative.
Well, this was done to fill the regional park gap in Minneapolis and Hennepin County and Anoka County. Regional parks and lakes.
The district has dramatically changed. There's a lot of people who are being left behind in the complacency and the comfort of sort of being liberal and not being a progressive that acts on our pressing issues. And for someone to feel comfortable with having constituents that are consistently unhappy, that is not what I have come to know as a representative democracy.
What was that woman's name?
The coldest day of the year.
It's so cold.
She voted for Norah twice. She felt like he was unlucky. And then she voted.
This district is my home district. I've lived here my entire life. I have put a lot of personal energy and time into not just this race, but this party.
What are we at now?
We have 16.
Okay, my name's Ilhan. I'm running for state representative.
Have you thought at all about the race? She grew up around Cedar. Her grandpa used to live here in this building.
Yeah, can I count on your support?
In 6 of 7. Communities of color in general are communities that the Democratic Party and individual Democratic politicians don't really pay attention to.
What are some of the issues that she cares about?
We've been voting for Democratic politicians for so long, and nothing has changed, and arguably sometimes our situations have gotten worse.
Okay, we're done with the floor, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I met Ilhan when I was working on the Obama campaign.
When I say I'ma, you say help out. I'ma help out. I'ma help out. When I say Obama, you say oh hey Obama. Oh hey, yeah.
I was thinking about transitioning out of electoral politics, but seeing her ability to connect with people, seeing her ability to turn people out, get people engaged, I was like, she could be a candidate that could radically change the demographics of people engaged in public life. When Ilhan approached me about running, I would only help out if we ran the campaign based off of a really simple principle, which was that everybody in this district needed a voice. Phyllis Kahn's come to my door multiple times asking for my vote, but has never asked me for my opinion. We're up against big forces. And this campaign is about whether this district and this state believes in organized money or believes in organized people. And every time that organized money goes up against organized people, I pick organized people. That's why I'm so excited about Ilhan Omar. It's why I'm so excited about this campaign and the issues that we can move.
When I arrived at the age of 12 in America, the first thing I learned was that I was an extreme other. I was black, which wasn't a thing for me when I was little. I was Muslim, which also, growing up in a Muslim majority, was not a thing that I needed to identify. I also learned that I was extremely poor and that the classless America that my father talked about wasn't true, didn't exist. I remember watching a video by Tupac, I don't know if any of you have seen this, where he's talking about the poor people revolting. And he talks about how, you know, like, he wants to line people up at the White House and start knocking at that door and saying, let us in, quietly. But then they don't let us in, and then we get louder and we say, let us in, until we break down that door. You all need to understand that there is an urgency. There is an urgency to show up. I am optimistic, but I need all of you. Thank you all.
When Ilhan decided to run for office, of course, we talked about how will this impact in the family and the kids and all these things, and we come to agreement that, you know what, in order to make a change, somebody has to sacrifice.
You're always making me laugh.
I came here to visit in 1999, July 1st. We came to play basketball. She was at the game. She was young, but she has that, you know, she had that fire. You could call it one for sight. I knew she was the one. She is the most profound, tangible influence in my life. Trust me, I am who I am because of her, you know?
You know, when I'm out door knocking, the first question people say, it's like, oh, it's so nice. Like, there's a Somali woman running for office. Did her dad and husband give her permission to run? Or, you know, how do they feel? And it was really important for us to make sure that whatever role Ahmed had in the campaign, it wasn't something that was going to overshadow anything that I was doing.
So, she's the boss around here.
Oh, now you have to say that.
She's the boss.
Yeah, it does.
So obviously,
So like Minnehaha and Franklin.
for the next 6 weeks or so, we are going to be shining a spotlight super hard on field and the volunteer recruitment pieces. So as many people as we can turn out to phone banks and door knocks.
Yeah.
Yes, that is our critical need right now. We cannot have enough volunteers for what the work that we're trying to accomplish here. So
We do have like
pretty early on, she asked me to run her campaign, and I said no, because it was going to be a lot of time and work and effort, and I wasn't ready for that. But it had to happen.
Which is pretty late for when call time needs to get done. Like, there's a lot I'm really panicked about at the moment, and
I know what's at stake in these elections, and I know that it's hard, and this is a system that I don't trust and that I don't want to be a part of.
Like, it's them positioning to favor the incumbent candidate and to favor...
But I also know that there really is an urgency to have somebody at the state capitol who's talking louder and who's not going to bow down.
Let's flip to the other side now. What is Phyllis's campaign going to say about Ilhan and Ilhan's campaign?
Is it fair to say she's going to say that Ilhan's too young?
Yeah.
Inexperienced. Yeah, inexperienced, but...
Her saying unrealistic expectations.
Phyllis has been campaigning on, like, Ilhan doesn't know what's possible at the legislature.
She touts out her long-standing history of being union endorsed.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've always and ever seen anti-Semitic stuff come up about Phyllis.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd never be a part of that, but and there'll be times we have to speak against it or just where nothing we say can be construed that way.
That's right. This race could get ugly at times. We are going to try our best to make sure it doesn't get ugly, but we have to be ready to handle it when it does. So I'm glad that we had that conversation and we walked into this.
In the DFL District 60B race, Khan is facing off against two challengers who, if elected, would be the first Somali-American representatives at the state capitol.
Welcome back to Truth to Tell. I'm Tom O'Connell. We've been having a conversation this morning with the three candidates who are seeking to represent House District 60B here in Minneapolis. The incumbent, Representative Phyllis Khan, and two challengers to the DFL endorsement, Ilhan Omar and Mohammed Noor. 2 years ago, Mohammed Noor, you ran for Representative in 60B, and Representative Khan won with what, about 53% of the vote? Looking back on that, you're back for another try. What are some takeaways from you from that experience?
Well, I do respect Representative Phyllis Khan, for her service, and she's done a lot for many of our communities. I deeply appreciate that. But then there's so many issues that have been left out from the process. We need someone who can really represent those issues and become a champion for those issues, not sitting on the sideline.
Representative Khan, was this one of your most difficult challenges? Had a lot of elections since 1972, every couple of years.
I've been told I historically have the most primary elections of any legislator ever.
Yeah.
And of course, the reason is that most people, when I think, most people when they contest someone in a primary, there's a good reason for doing it, and so they win.
Yeah.
But I always win.
Ilhan Omar, one of the questions I think that people have, Somalis must only care about Somalis or women must only care about women. How do you see yourself in terms of identity?
Yeah. So I think of myself as a community educator. I think of myself as an organizer. I think of myself as a resident and a citizen who happens to be Somali and a woman.
Okay, great.
You know, we've already talked about the very importance of the university to this district. And my opponents can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm really the only one with significant university connections.
Can I say something before you
Yes.
ask the next question?
Yeah.
We're sort of missing something here. What we're missing is that there is a great disconnect in the way that we serve the needs of these students, where they will be struggling with a debt that will probably not leave them until the day that they die. They're interested in going beyond tuition freeze, right? This is why I'm endorsed by the president and the vice president of the Minnesota Student Association.
Do you want to comment on that?
Well, you know, the group that you're so proud of endorsing you has endorsed my opponent almost every time I've won, so good luck with them.
Which group is that?
My DFL, I think.
Oh, I didn't even mention that.
Well, I'm sorry. That was...
It's out there.
It's
you put
the
it on
president and the vice president of the Minnesota Student Association.
too
Have
bad.
been a
We need another
constituent of
hour.
yours.
We need another hour
They
here.
have been a constituent of yours for 3 years now.
Yes, yes.
Kaas oo kutusina next time chance aan u helno. It's really good. Yeah. Cory Booker. Senator Cory Booker. From New Jersey, Apple. Newark, New Jersey. wuxuu u tartamay mayor. Wuxuu la tartamaa nin oo 30-something 40 sano oo waxa joogay. Like the underdog.
Okay.
I'm supporting Donald Trump, not Donald Trump.
Contacted by CNN, the Trump campaign did not speak specifically about Taylor, his group, or the group's white nationalist ideas.
There's a white supremacist pack making phone calls for Donald Trump. They're basically saying if you don't want Muslims in this country, support Donald Trump.
Do you think that Donald Trump wants your support? I don't know whether he wants it or not. I think he wants support from everyone.
I was born into an unconventional, brilliant, loud family. My mother was trailblazing and was setting standards for new norms to forget about what society expects us to do, but to do things as we see fit. But I don't really have memories of her. There are some memories that are too traumatic for you that you just block them away. Because we didn't have a mother. My dad just wanted to make sure that our days were always happy. But then the war happened. I was 8 at the time in 4th grade. More than anything happening to us, I didn't want my dad to also die because then we would be orphaned. There was this refugee camp that was opening up in Kenya. That's where we ended up living the next 4 years. It was the first time I understood what hunger would feel like, what death looked like. And then we got a chance for sponsorship to go to America. I remember being in Nairobi and attending orientations and like interviews and stuff like that.
The United States of America, a land of diverse regions and changing climates.
In the video, they had this like beautiful town where like all the houses looked exactly the same. And you know, Dad was just like, we're going to America. This is what's gonna happen. It's going to be beautiful.
Who risked everything they had for the chance to pursue happiness and freedom.
They don't tell you that when you're a new American, that's not where you're gonna live. So we arrive in New York, and there's like graffiti and trash. And I was just like, this is not what they showed us on the video. And so then he was like, yeah, we're not at our America yet, Ilhan, we're still going. Assalamualaikum. How are you guys? Good. We have an election rally at Frying Coil next Saturday. Brian Coyle. Yeah, they know Imada.
The traditional campaign wisdom has been you target this very narrow section of voters that have voted a lot of the time over the past few years. There's this myth that low-income people, young people, people of color don't care about politics, but the truth is nobody's asked them to get engaged.
So I thought, like, you know, why not? I'll check this out.
Our district has not had a representative that has spoken on behalf of students and engaged with students in 40 years.
I truly believe in a representative democracy, right? Like this is the basis of what our democracy is built on.
What makes you support BLM? Because I see a lot of politicians just mentioning that like all lives matter, just like not wanting to state the exact reason why Black Lives Matter is so important and why the movement is so important.
Why I'm really, really excited about the movement is that it has this ability to waken the conscience of people like nothing has done before. What you're doing, the push that you are creating, is allowing for our voices to come through.
Our state representatives here are the ones who make the decisions about what tuition costs and like advocate on the behalf of you as a student here. So we should get the most progressive candidate that we can in office.
If you haven't, gone to a caucus before, or if you're like kind of iffy on being active, this is a great way to make impact at the local level.
Yeah.
So everybody.
I am concerned that student turnout may not look like what we want it to.
People just like to say, oh yeah, sure, I'll be there. And so it's really unpredictable, and it's unpredictable with the presidential race how many of them are going to be out there. I think it's been what we've mostly been panicking about.
the other side is better. Here's the other side. Bernie Sanders, Brooklyn, New York, child of Eastern European Jewish immigrants. Phyllis Kahn, Brooklyn, New York, child of Eastern European Jewish immigrants. Longest serving independent in Congress. Longest serving female legislator in America. I was at Cornell. I had asked my advisor for a recommendation, and he wrote a one-line recommendation which says, this person has no ability for graduate work, she should be a housewife. The most appalling thing about that recommendation was that if he had ever been in my house, he would have seen that the only hope was to go to graduate school. I ended up going to Yale, got a PhD in biophysics. But meanwhile, the women's movement was starting, and I started looking at what the legislature looked like, and it seemed like a good time to run.
I cannot say anything negative about Phyllis. I think she deserves, to be recognized for all the work that she has done. But I think 43 years is a very long experience. This is an opportunity to bring different voices, young voices, that reflect the population that she represents now. The fast-growing population in this state requires a very in-depth knowledge of those communities. Ilhan, for me, represents all of that. It's hard for me to understand why Ilhan's not able to get more support and more endorsements. We do say often that we want to encourage more people of color, more people of different backgrounds, people with disabilities to run for office. Yet, when we have those individuals, we always question their ability. Oh, well, you haven't been here long enough. You really don't understand how the system works. Now that they want to be in positions of leadership, we're telling them, well, you are not good enough.
Be careful, yeah?
Okay, Daddy.
The 3rd, we have a fundraiser.
That's Friday, June
Young
3rd.
Huda, yeah.
Friday night.
Friday night. And then during the day, we have a fundraiser in Figueroa.
Oh my God.
So I'll be gone all day Friday. And then Bill is having one on the 23rd of June at the Coyle Center.
Again? Thursday night.
I'm probably going to Ohio too.
You taking the kids, right?
The 3rd is the last day of school for the kids.
I know that one. But I do want you to be home tonight.
There's no way. I'm not going to be home until like 8.
You'll be home by 9?
8, yeah, probably.
8:30 or 9?
9.
9. Should I record it?
9:30.
No. I'm gonna
Before 10, I'll be home.
See, I knew it.
I give it to Kali and I give it to Norah.
Left on 12th. There probably won't be a lot of people there right when we get there, but we're gonna leave because we need to get you to 3-3 in time for you to speak.
Wow. I'm Ilhan. Running for state representative. I'm Ilhan. Nice to meet you. I'm running for state representative. Please stick around and become a delegate. Thank you so much.
Ilhan for state rep!
The turnout is so high, they've gotten conservative with giving out lit.
Oh my God.
Good evening. My name is Mahmoud Noor. Just wanted to tell you this is a big day for us, a great day.
We can just move our people back this way.
We need young people.
And I need you all to move away from complacency, to move away from familiarity, and take a chance. So invest in me, invest in our state, invest in our kids, invest your time, and make it happen.
You should move on.
I'm getting a headache.
You get a whole 5 to 7.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
I told you.
I could have said a whole lot of things. I could have said my whole platform in 5 minutes.
Oh my God, that line is also pretty long.
Out of my record for environmental issues, for arts and cultural issues. If we get back in
The guy in that Bernie shirt over there?
Yeah.
She said you should talk to him as well.
Okay.
What is the main sort of things you're pushing for? My only concern is gay rights.
Making college affordable and accessible. I worked on the Vote No amendments, and I'm a member of Stonewall. And reforming our criminal justice system are my 3 top priorities.
Okay.
You don't support the LGBT question. It's been asked 6 times now. Today.
Just point your finger at me.
Should I just... Oh my God, the Coil Center. Full. Overflowing full.
I think we expected a couple hundred people, but there's already like 500 people here and probably more coming. And so this is 2 or 3 times as many people as we expected. This is an amazing turnout.
I'd like to say I love your enthusiasm. I've been doing caucuses since 1972, and I've never seen a caucus like this.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right.
You ready?
وإن أندورنا إن دد حد fresh face haysto oo hadda processka ku cusub waxaan u baahannahay in Ilhan aan doorano.
You can do it!
They haven't elected in 2-6 yet, so you could hit one more caucus.
Okay. Okay. Lisa caucus 60% for Ilhan, 40% for Stella.
So thank you, first of all. We got the most delegates out of this precinct. We need to decide who is going to the Senate District Convention for Ilhan. Now here's the process. I just do this
Hi Travis, this is Ilhan Omar, candidate for District 60B. How are you doing? Are you still planning on going to the convention?
So Lisa's the next person. She's probably a pretty big bundler for Hillary.
Hi Lisa, this is Ilhan Omar. I wanted to touch base with you about the upcoming convention.
This next person, Patrick, is a software engineer. His Facebook isn't public.
I wanted to talk to you about the upcoming convention on April 9th.
Losha isn't.
I think there is a lot of potential for things to go wrong. Hi Losha, this is Ilhan. It's like you have to make sure that you are holding on to the people that are committed to you. Oh, okay. And have you decided who you're supporting yet? Yeah. That is true. When you're there for 43 years, you tend to know a lot of things. Show me Sasha's Facebook.
She's posted about some LGBT equity stuff, like the HRC logo and stuff, so maybe that's an angle. Also, roller to be lesbian, so like, we can talk about queer stuff. What? She posted about it. It's not like, I can do way creepier research if I need to.
Oh my God. You are scary. Hi, Clarissa. This is Ilhan Omar.
My opponent is younger than me and prettier than me and apparently to some people nicer than me because she kind of agrees with everything that anybody asks her about. You know, I've talked to several people who are listed in an Omar caucus who are totally supporting me. So, it's very hard to tell by just the general numbers that you see. You really have to make individual contact.
Phyllis has got a base. Ilhan established the base with the student. So I've got more confidence that I've got the majority of the support within the Somali community. Let the people decide.
It's very competitive. So I don't really want to make any predictions.
At some point, I like to hide under my bed. It's a little scary, but it needs to be different.
No, I like this paragraph a lot.
That was my favorite paragraph to write.
We should try to rephrase the Ilhan is not really different part.
Yeah, that I don't. What else?
Yeah.
Wait, you haven't heard about that one?
No.
There was a comment where Phyllis said that my scarves over the years have gotten silkier, my jeans have gotten tighter, and my skin has gotten lighter.
Well, okay. I don't even know.
Implying I'm getting whiter as the years have gone. I don't actually own any silk head scarves, right? Because they don't wrap.
They would be very
won't stay on
slight.
your hair.
It's not a hat.
When 9/11 happened, there was more soul searching about who I was and what my scarf meant and how I wanted to present myself. And so for me, I made the decision to wear my headscarf because I found a value in it. It's like a badge of honor to show that I am a person who belongs to the Muslim faith. I mean, there's challenges of like thinking about how am I going to present myself today, and how then now it's gonna like impact or how people are gonna react to me. Like, how do I own my feminist identity and still be like Muslim, right? And still be Somali? I just think I'm a person, and then someone says something and I'm like, oh, you must be curious about something. Why? I don't understand why this is a thing.
What complicates this election is that you have a Somali man in the mix. And here then what we end up getting is the gender politics that comes to the fore. And this, of course, creates new dilemmas for the community. A lot of the gender biases that are very much in the Somali culture, but also in most cultures, comes into play. This idea that a young woman who has children wanting to be at the forefront and running against a Somali man, they might see it as a threat to what is considered tradition. And also it's undermining the potential for this man to win.
When Mahmoud Noor announced that he was running, I was like, this is gonna be ugly. I had that fear of the community divided. Ilhan was told that she wouldn't be able to convince the elderly of the community because she's a woman. And she was like, it was the only time in my life I wanted to be a man.
Hi, Abba. Alaikum salam. Yeah, Abba, alhamdulillah. How are you? This mosque, right, Abba?
Yeah.
This is the one we're going to. Nagaha meel gooni ma iyo waxay albaabki yaraa. Albaabki yaraa. So it's going okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of interest.
Okay. Yes, we know that.
Yeah.
Because the parents is Somali female
Right.
who kind of running for this office.
You support women running?
I'm very, very happy to empower the woman. And I like to see a lot of Somali women, Muslim women to run. And also, even it's not a run, but also hold an offices.
Yeah.
And that's very important. That's very, and
I need a prayer, so maybe you'll
we'll do
give
that.
me a prayer.
We'll do that.
A blessing prayer.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
And I think it is.
I think it's Friday, so I'd
very
be naive
special
not
day.
to take advantage.
فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
إلهام ويدور إلها كان حبط وترت كنت ها وكاس
Ay, soo dabagalaan. No, I was just talking to people here. Okay. But I'm gonna go to the floor. Okay.
At the convention, if any one candidate has 60% of the vote, they have secured the DFL endorsement.
All right, we're gonna begin voting in about 30 seconds.
The endorsement means that's the person at the primary who's going to have the party letter next to their name. There's a buzz in the air at a convention. Everybody knows the risks, the stakes, and yet there's only a couple of hundred people who are going to be influencing it.
Thank you very much.
And they're all in sight of one another.
There's a man sitting next to her in a red shirt,
Yep.
flannel shirt.
Yep.
He won't give me anything. He's also my neighbor. Talk to him.
Okay. He's wearing a Phyllis button.
Yeah. It's an honorable way to leave. Yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Experience.
I hear you.
And one day you'll have 30
Yeah.
years.
But the priority in where that experience is being used, this isn't really benefiting us. Right?
2 years.
Yeah.
Delegates, we have results. Please have a seat so that we can read them out to you. Phyllis Khan, 89 votes for 34.50%. Let me get through them first. Mahmoud Noor, 28 votes for 10.85%. Ilhan Omar, 141 votes for 54.65%. We will vote again in 5 minutes.
Thank you guys. We are really close to getting this win.
We are asking, begging for all of you to be patient for maybe another hour.
Almost there.
We're almost there.
We're doing really well, but Phyllis's campaign is trying to elongate this process, make this day as long as possible, play off of the classism that exists in this party that doesn't allow young people, people of color, and working people to stay for long periods of time at this convention. Get some food, recharge a little bit, and let's get back out on the floor.
We just need 12 people to vote. 12 people, and we would have it.
Do we know the vote totals yet?
So no endorsement, one.
All right, the results of ballot 4. Phyllis Khan, 33.88%. Ilhan Omar, 54.69%. No endorsement, 11.43%. We will proceed to a 5th and final ballot in 5 minutes.
We've hit hour 12. All our people are holding really tight, like impressively tight. But our persuasion program is basically broken. Like there's no one left to persuade.
maali ilaahay keen waxa dhahdaa dadka Soomaalida inaan walaaleeyaan rabaa hadii aad rabtid dadka Soomaalida inaan walaaleeyo maanta ismaalinta aniga meeshaan endorsement uga dhaqaaqi lahaa and then tomorrow adiga dadkay ku garab istaagi lahaayeen insha Allah yaanan lagu danaysanin yaanan lagu isticmaalin because no endorsement ma caawinaysa ani adiga waxay caawinaysaa representative Phyllis Khan insha Allah tan waa وحنا ضمن بلا بالك ودن بي واي اديك ان dadkan la hadashid adeeg ku warsugooyaan kulligood adeeg ku warsugooyaan you understand kulligood adeeg ku warsugooyaan dadkan waxay dhaheen aniga waa ku siinayna codka hadii maxamuud uu naqo bis waaye
the problem can't be different we could have been sitting down Norah in our office
yeah we said ani adiga the first day I announced green ay ka wada hadalnay whoever waxay tiri I wish you the best whichever one ani adiga oo wax helo aan istaageerina waxay tiri ani waxa ii daran yaan dhageysto maxamuud waxay tiri aniga waxa ii daran just remember primary waxay ku historyga meesha ku galayso I just want ina taas xasuusnaa
All right. Phyllis Khan, 33.20%. Ilhan Omar, 55.42%. And no endorsement, 11.34%. As we have reached our 5th and final ballot, we have no endorsement, and this body will not endorse before the August primary.
Now there will be a primary in August with Khan, Omar, and Mohammed Noor, a Somali-American who almost defeated Khan in 2014.
Looking forward to the primary, and I think the voters will have the opportunity. This is the opportunity to decide who's going to represent this district.
Are you in a David versus Goliath scenario where for the first time you're the David?
Surely in the convention, but I'm not sure that in the real world that's true.
Well, one factor that might help Khan is that the primary will happen during the university's summer break in August, when most students will be elsewhere.
If this election is characterized by low student turnout in the primary, then the two main communities that do show up are older, established white homeowners and the newly energized and politically activated Somali community. If there aren't students to balance out this equation, and Ilhan splits the Somali community and against Phyllis splits the white community, it will be a tougher road to hew.
I'm a little exhausted.
Okay, so then we have a couple on 27th. 2319 is this way.
It's summer, it's hot. There's that struggle with just trying to figure out how to keep people hydrated and motivated enough to go out.
Hi.
Hi, I'm looking for Julie.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Phyllis has been doing what she can to kind of talk up the neighbors here.
Yeah.
You see that across the street.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to see Phyllis get booted out of office.
I've learned if I control my panic, it goes a lot easier.
Quick announcement for everyone. We have sunscreen and bug spray over here. Please use it before you go out. We also have a fridge full of cold water. Please, please, please take a bottle with you. We really would prefer you don't pass out.
I think there is so many hopes and dreams of a lot of the young people who are involved in our campaign.
The folks who said they're going to vote on the 30th, we're still going to knock. Like, if they are in a building, we're not going to, like, the people who said
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They've already said they're voting for us. We're not going to waste our time knocking on their door. That's a waste of time.
That is incredible.
But like the anxieties get bigger, the emotions run high.
Like, the amount of distrust in the student vote needs to be, like, eradicated
This
from
isn't
this
the
campaign.
distrust in the student vote. This is the distrust in any
Yeah,
vote, period.
We know who's.
So it's a lot trying to change the world. Okay, so tomorrow morning we'll meet up at 7:30. If you are like a guard for a building, stay there. Like, don't leave. If the next building is burning, let the building burn. Seriously, like, this is how it works, because they're going to have cars. They don't have as many voters as we have, so they will take our voters. Okay? So, like, this is real. Can I eat, maybe?
You can not eat at all today. It's election day. No eating.
It's going to be very divisive. I think the odds are stacked up against us.
The other individuals we're talking to this group's campaign. The two individuals we're talking to, we're different campaign. I don't hear what.
The elders subscribing to these ideas of he's the man, he's more deserving because he is like the breadwinner in his family.
Based on the experience that I've had, I think this is the other in this election. So I'm more excited about it.
Just pull up to the 2100 block, which is the next one, and just wait there for a minute while we go hit 3 houses. Okay, take those.
We're trying to make sure that we are out here until the last poll closes and to not have any doubts when we lose about how much more we could have done.
Hey, how's it going? Have you guys voted yet today?
So we need as many of you voting so that we can like reclaim our power and have negotiating power.
We'll do our best to get out and vote.
All right, thank you.
2 votes, let's go. 3 votes.
4 votes. 4 votes. Because the guy's married.
Hi, William. This is Ilhan Omar. I'm calling to talk to you about voting for me today.
And then turn
We had
left.
a guy say he had to ask his wife.
If it was okay to vote for Ilhan.
Yes. See?
How's everybody feeling?
Hi guys, did you vote in the primary today?
No.
No? Are you guys able to vote?
Have you had a chance to vote yet today? Are you planning on it?
No, not really.
Have you had a chance to vote yet today?
No.
Got an hour still. Excuse me, have you guys voted yet today?
Have you voted yet in the primary today?
Oh, no thanks. No, thank you.
Yeah, there's only 45 minutes before the polls close. People like dying parts of the world for the right to vote.
Hey, how's it going?
Our district, the highest number of young people who voted are 123, right?
Yeah.
Your vote might win us this.
Hey, I'm here in Dinkintown.
Hi everyone.
Everyone, you should vote for her right now.
Ilhan Omar. Polls
Ilhan
close
Omar.
in 45 minutes. Get out there. Bye.
Oh, great. There's been so much great.
Vote yes! This is like a car wash or something.
Hey,
You look really pretty today.
Today?
Yeah, only today. Because you voted for me.
I did! Is it because I'm a delegate?
That's what makes you look pretty today.
I was praying today. I was like, Jesus, I know Ilhan is Muslim. But
Keep going. Jesus and Ilhan is a Muslim.
Let's make an exception for her today.
God.
Okay, I'm gonna go wash my face and stuff.
We'll see you there.
Okay. All right.
Well, are you talking to Carter?
Hi.
Oh my God.
How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah? Yeah? You guys are good? Oh, yeah. 2724.
We're waiting on it.
They said the results would be in within seconds, and it's been more than seconds at the moment. So we're just gonna click refresh until the seconds are done.
How are you feeling?
Good.
No,
We don't know 2-4.
What's the total for 210?
30.
30, 20.
20.
You have it in front of you.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, that was added in. Okay.
Yeah, it was added in like 20 minutes ago.
What if it magically refreshes itself just when you stop refreshing it?
Mr. Meta Reality.
And we sit here for 10 minutes and the results have already been up.
Excuse me. No, I apparently finished that.
I can't see results! Do you not have Twitter? Somebody check Twitter! Are we on the wrong website?
Sent it in.
What?
Who did?
Pat Garofalo is texting results that we won.
Wait, what?
I don't know where he's getting these though. He
Where's-
says, what Pat Garofalo says is Ilhan Omar, 2,402 votes for 40.95%. Mohammed Noor, 1,738 votes for 29.63%. Phyllis Khan, 1,726 for 29.42%.
How in the heck?
Says,
Oh my god! It's in! Hey! Hey! That is not 25! It is not 25!
That's it.
I love you, man. Yes.
We're tracking a historic upset
Ilhan Omar defeating Minnesota's longest-serving state legislator, Phyllis Khan, in the Democratic primary for State House District 60B. That means come November, we'll have the first Somali-American lawmaker in the nation.
I want to remind you all that what we did tonight, no one thought was possible.
We were just through the roof that Ilhan had won the primary. That was one of those moments that was like, yes, it works. The country is going in the right direction. And then, unfortunately, like what happens with so many women and so many women of color, we've got to find something wrong with them. We've got to have a flaw.
Well, turning now to a controversy brewing in Minnesota over a candidate, her marriage status, and allegations of immigration fraud. Ilhan Omar is poised to become the first Somali-American state lawmaker in U.S. history. But now questions surround her alleged marriage to two men at once, with accusations that one of those marriages is to her own brother, so that he could get into the U.S. Would be immigration fraud. Here to help us make sense of all this
by the campaign, but a campaign that continues to flatly and absolutely deny these allegations that are floating out there that this candidate was somehow at one point married to two men, or that she had committed immigration fraud in any way, shape, or form.
They were like, no. We cannot allow an hijab wearing brown skin women to represent Minnesota. She was devastated.
It just seemed irresponsible from the media to pick this up. It seemed irresponsible that people were festering it and saying this somehow disqualified her or didn't make her the powerful person that she was.
lengthy statement, Omar explained that in 2002, when she was 19 years old, she applied for a marriage license with the father of her children and love of her life, but they never followed through and therefore were not legally married. The couple broke up in 2008, and Omar says she married another man legally in 2009. 2 years later, they broke up, but Omar says they only divorced in their faith tradition. Since then, Omar says she reconciled with the first man and they're raising their children together, adding, like all families, we've had our ups and downs, but we're proud to come through it together.
Now the question that needs to be asked is, why are these absurd and hateful rumors being circulated? It matters that I am a woman. It matters that I am a Somali-American woman. It matters that I am a Muslim immigrant woman. Despite the best efforts of those who wish to divide us and stand in the way of progress, rest assured that petty rumors like these will not distract me from the important work that lies ahead for our communities.
guys. Are you voting this year? You already voted?
No.
You know about early voting?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Don't
wonderful.
worry,
Thank you
we'll
so
be
much.
there, yeah.
Okay, thank
Customize,
you.
yeah, customize.
All right, you guys, we got just a few more hours until it's election day. Y'all ready? Yeah! She's awesome. We're proud of her. We brag about her all the time. Ilhan Omar, everybody.
I want you guys to shout on top of mountains and make sure you let people know that this is a crucial election cycle. So are you all ready to show up for your values? Are you all ready to show up on the 8th? Are you all ready to make history twice in this district to elect me and Hillary?
Here in Minnesota, you've seen firsthand the problems caused with faulty refugee vetting, with large numbers of Somali refugees coming into your state without your knowledge, without your support or approval, and with some of them then joining ISIS and spreading their extremist views all over our country and all over the world.
You'll be able to say you voted for a stronger, fairer, better America.
Wow. Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 8th. It's election day.
What's happening today?
It's here at last.
Unbelievable.
You ready?
I can't believe it. How you feeling?
What day is today?
Mommy day. Mommy day.
Hi. Thank you for voting.
Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
When Donald Trump came in and was spewing all that hate, I had a tendency to not get angry because I knew that this message, this hateful message, was going to be the thing that motivated minority communities that don't often turn out to vote, to come out for love.
What do we want? Voting! When do we want it? Now! Let's go vote, everybody!
It is game day. It is election day. It is the day that we crack that glass ceiling. We're in Philadelphia knocking doors, getting out the vote for Arco Hills. If you're rocking a pantsuit, like we rocking a pantsuit. If you're voting for Hillary, like we vote for Hillary. Say hello. We're glad to see you. Get out there and vote.
Minnesota, you have elected a Somali-American Muslim woman. How do you feel?
I'm feeling really excited. Tonight is a great night, and I hope it ends as a great night. Not only celebrating my win, but we get to celebrate the national win as Hillary is elected as the first woman president.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to today's
Oh my God. So this is done. You were serious about this?
Yeah.
That's like.
And that's scary that the hateful rhetoric can find a partner in the hearts of many in our community. So how different the world of tomorrow is going to be
for many of us.
Well, I woke up the next morning. I suddenly realized I never have to go to a meeting I don't want to go to anymore. I never have to be polite to an asshole again, of which many people, when I say that, tell me I've never been polite to anybody ever. So, I mean, she won. There's nothing to feel about it. Fortunately, the margin was big enough so that I don't have to obsess about what was the will of the district. She's coming in as a much more public figure than anyone else is. And I think my advice would be to make use of that.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota? So help you God. Congratulations.
17A, Tim Miller. Miller, present. 60B, Ilhan Omar. Present. Omar, present.
It's a great honor and joy to join all of you as we congratulate my sister. You know, this is not a place that many of us show up, but I think Ilhan is calling us to show up.
Oh my God, I might start crying when I see her name plaque on there, so. Oh, it's not on there yet, thank God. I'm not gonna cry.
Ilhan's primary victory was always going to be on the front page of the Star Tribune. Did we know that she was going to be trending on social media outlets and having these like landfall of letters coming in from all over the world? Like, no.
Ilhan Omar, the country's first female Muslim refugee in elected office.
I'm proud of your election because of what your community was sort of subjected to for national political purposes.
We are about creating a movement where people understand that there is real representation in a representative democracy.
People are looking to her to be a leader nationally and be a spokesperson for like Muslim communities and immigrant communities and Black communities, and it's like, we did not see that coming.
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
As we stand in front of the people's house, I remind you that you are the powerful ones. That the lawmakers of this state, of this country work for you.
It's unclear exactly how many people have been detained at U.S. airports this weekend or how many have been released. President Trump's travel and immigration crackdown on people from 7 Muslim-majority countries has caused chaos and confusion and sparked intense protests.
It is time for you to wake up. It's time for you to act. This isn't just something that is happening to other people. It is happening to us.
frankly, Representative, it was easy to find hateful comments about you. And
Sadly.
Sadly.
If these conversations were about a piece of legislation that I am working on, then we can engage in debate about that. But my identity is not up for debate. So I want you to think about the kind of message that you are sending. The reality is you can't make us disappear. We are part of this state, we are part of this country. I think all of it is a little surreal. It's like, oh my God, it's crazy that I get to be on national TV because I'm state representative.
Please welcome Minnesota State Representative Ilhan Omar.
Actually, I invited President Trump twice now to come and meet my family.
Hey. I gotta eat this one. I want some skin and barbecue.
You sure you don't want to try? I'm vegetarian. So one bite, I'm vegetarian. I nibble.
Just a little. At my
you
school, people think that I'm the cutest girl in the popular list because my mom's Ilhan Omar.
And that makes you a cute girl.
Yep.
Okay.
Questions.
You have questions. What kind of questions?
About why you always go on trips and why can you not stay home a lot?
Those are good questions. Why do you think? What's the answer you think?
Because you don't have lots of time to stay home and you have to wake up early in the morning to get ready for work.
It's for the greater good.
One carrot, just a carrot.
When we started out, people were really skeptical. Said like, you can't win a campaign like this. You can't win a campaign by expanding the electorate. You can't win a campaign by trying to bring in new voices. And we said, no, you can, and you have to.
Good morning, everyone. When I announced, there were a lot of people who told me I shouldn't be running. And then there was the Muslims and the Somali community who would say I should let my brother have it. And I would tell them I think I could do a better job than my brother. I believe this is a great moment, perhaps one of the greatest moments of the history of women. It's hard to be optimistic about everything that's going on. Yes, our democracy is messy, but it is our duty to continually do the work to clean it up and make sure it shines. My hope today is that you will run so that our democracy is representative, reflective, and a beacon of hope. Are you ready?
Across the country, organizations training women to run for office report exponential growth in women signing up since November 2016.
It's not just an increase in the numbers we're talking about who are running for office and running campaigns, it's an explosion.
Over 20,000 women across this country have raised their hand, said, I want to run for office. I need to change the direction of my community and my country. That is the
You
You are the first Latina U.S. Senator in history.
Virginia House, where Kathy Tran has become the first Asian American woman to be elected. And
Danica Rome, the first openly transgender person to be elected to state office.
She's making history. Tammy Duckworth, a double amputee, will be the first senator to give birth while in office.
Somewhere, a young girl of color is watching tonight and realizing that she does not have a limit to how high she can go.
This is all part of a movement. And
the Women's March became the largest single-day protest in American history.
We marched, we said no, but that's not enough.
It's no longer just march and talk.
True patriotism is about fighting for your country and its dignity.
The new day